Oh, landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And does it smell like hot dogs in here? So, anyways, I just got a new phone with a new camera, and I'm hoping I get better picture quality out of this. But most importantly, for the camera, I hope it stops freezing and dumping my files in the middle of a take. I don't have editing software, so I got to do all this in one clean take and get it over with. And that's been part of why you'll catch mistakes like misidentifying a tip down carry or something like that, or misidentifying a brand or not clarifying it. I've already done 9 takes and I'm trying to get through it before the phone freezes again, and that has been an absolute nightmare. So, hopefully, better times are upon us. But while I'm holding you hostage here, I really wanted to take a look at something I find interesting, and that is the Ka-Bar US Space Force knife, the Space Bar. And I've done a couple of shorts on it, but I haven't really dove into my thoughts on this thing yet. And, I figured I'd kill a couple minutes in front of the camera. But the first thing that got my attention with this was the words United States Space Force. I don't understand why the Space Force needed its own series of Ka-Bar knives. I get it, it's a branch of the military, and Ka-Bar was able to get the contract, but you're either behind a desk or you're in space. If I am in a pressurized suit that I am depending on to keep the lack of anything around me from killing me, the last thing I want is something sharp and pointy. Now, and they do have a series. There's the standard military Ka-Bar only with this gray and blue. There is another small neck knife fixed blade, kind of akin to the CRKT Minimalist. And there's this one. I don't carry fixed blades, and the reason for that, in case you were ever wondering, is I work at a grocery store and I'm working my way up into management. So I've got to be wearing slacks and I got to be wearing a button-down dress shirt. I'm already pushing the limit with a pair of black pants with a phone pocket in it, but I have dared someone to say something to me about it and they haven't. But that means fixed blades are off the table. There's no reason for me to carry that, and these things have to be kept pretty well out of sight unless they're in use. If I'm on the sales floor, I can use a small knife with a 3-ish inch blade, but if I'm going to bust out a pocket sword, it's got to be in the back room. So now that you know that, we're going to dive into this thing. The first thing that I really noticed about this, outside of the ridiculousness of the Space Force having a knife, is these colors. This blue and this gray look really good together, in my opinion. And let's slowly, you got to slowly flick the bean on this, gentleman. It's a slow, gentle bean flick. But you got this nice Tanto blade right here, and I'm growing fond of newer Tantos. The ones that I've had in the past had a very thick blade and very bad cutting geometry, so I never really liked them. But the newer ones are better, and I got to learn how to sharpen them, and I don't want to. But you've got this nice Tanto, and you got this really heavily textured handle right here. It feels like what I imagine dinosaur skin would be like, but that's just me. Your pocket clip is tip up, which is a Lord's carry, and it's reversible. And I believe this is an AUS 8A blade, if memory serves. And I carried this for give or take a week over scattered throughout quite a few days of rotating my carry. And I will say right now, this thing carried very comfortably. It's a pretty flat profile right here, so you don't have anything to dig in or rub. And of course, these edges are all nicely rounded, or the ones that matter are rounded. This gets kind of narrow, so the rounding isn't as nice. The plastic on the scales feels a little bit cheap-ish, kind of like a toy almost. And I think this might be Grivery or FRN. I'm not entirely sure. One other thing to note that I like is Ka-Bar did this to their logo. They made it all NASA'd out. And, if I'm going to carry something that has a traditional lockback, requires a two-handed open or even a two-handed close, whatever the case may be, it's got to be for a good reason. And just the ridiculousness of this is the good reason. The fact that it is a U.S. Space Force knife is a good reason. And I do enjoy this thing. It cut well. It treated me good while I had it. The slow bean flick, is not a thing that really bothers me that much. The thumb stud makes it a one-hand opener, and I'm fine with that. As long as I can open it one-handed, that's the most important part of this part of the knife right here. Closing it, I can also take this and press it down and drag it across my pants leg and push it closed. I've got years of experience doing that from before I got back into knives with all of my old Schrade lockbacks and stuff like that. You know, us old guys, we know how to close a lockback one-handed. And this thing is just a really good little knife for the money, and it's also a great shell piece. Like, you can just go, hey man, check this out. Did you know the U.S. Space Force had a knife? And you get to have this whole conversation almost every time. And this thing just brings me a lot of joy for what it is. It carries well. It's a good little knife. I really like this thing, and I just kind of wanted to show it off and share some of my thoughts and ramble a little bit because I got a new camera. But by the way, I'm going to shout out Tim's School of Fish. He has got 7 days worth of giveaways piled up, and you still have a chance to go back and watch each video, comment, and enter for a prize. And if you catch the secret word during the video and enter that with your comment, you are entered to win a second smaller prize. So go check him out. Go check those videos out. Give yourself a chance to win. There's a lot of opportunities. I've gone in and entered for a few myself. I've proxied for somebody else so that if I win it, they can have it because it's not my kind of knife. But you got opportunities there, and there's a bunch of them. So check Tim's School of Fish out. I'm going to link off to that in the comments, and I'll also tag him in this so you can go look. And all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Thank you for the comments. They make this better for me. Subscribers, thank you. The numbers are still going up. I am immensely grateful, and it's very humbling. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We are working our way towards 1,000, and I may or may not have something special happening really, really soon, so stay tuned. Also, I've mentioned it before, Temu-geddon is upon us. Tune in Thursday to find out how the first week of the Super Budget Showdown Temu edition went. I am really hoping you guys watch the video, and I hope you guys get some joy out of it because this is going to be an adventure. Just off of this first week, it's going to be an adventure. So, thanks for watching the video. Y'all have a nice day.